YouTube, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is you guys are watching this video. Track stepping back at y'all with another one. Thank you for tuning into 808s and Kicks. So I get questions sometimes in terms of my sneakers, and people be wondering like, how is it that I have, say, maybe a pair of kicks that's like 10 years old or whatever age it is, and it's still like in somewhat good condition? It's because I guess you could say I just maintain my kicks, guys. That's what I always tell people when they ask me that. It's just a few basic things that I do just to take care of them and stuff, and keep them in, you know, decent condition, so I can try to make them last for as long as they are. You know, everything in this sneaker collection I got, guys, got an expiration date. I don't care what shoe it is. I don't care if it's a Foamposite or Air Jordan 1. They all got an expiration date. You know, I don't know when, but they're not gonna last forever. But if I can get them to last for as long as I can, then that's what I'm gonna do. So before we jump into things, guys, if you're one of those people that don't care about the cleanliness of your shoes, you don't care in terms of how long your sneakers last, because there's some people that's like, hey, they're gonna mess up anyway, they're gonna get dirty anyway, then maybe this video was not for you. But if you are one of those people who are interested in that, then maybe this video is for you. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. So with that being said, first things first, let's talk about the stuff that I use. I got me an old towel that I don't care about getting dirty no more or whatever. This is my towel that I use to lay my shoes on. Get you a microfiber rag. This is one of those rags that you can use, like, you know, when you go to like say wash your car at the car wash or whatnot. You know, these are the kind of towels that I use to just dry the shoe off after I'm done cleaning it. You're gonna need a water bottle, so you know, just like a regular water, not bottled water, but save the bottle that you drink out of, you know, when you're done drinking your water. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into this in a little bit too. You're also gonna need something like, say, not a safety pin. You don't want to mess up the sole of your sneaker. But me, this is like a little fork that I have, a little plastic fork, believe it or not. If I can get my camera to focus. So this is like a little plastic fork that I have. And yeah, you know, regular plastic fork, one that's not like gonna break easy. See, this got a little bit of, it's a bit durable, but I used something with a nice point, not something that's gonna like stick into the sneaker, the bottom of the sole, but just so I can use something to, like, you know, knock out dirt or rocks in those little hard to get places and stuff. That way when you scrubbing it, you know, you ain't got to put that much work into getting that stuff out. So yeah, something like this, you know, you could even use a toothpick, but keep in mind, toothpick is wooden and it's gonna break easily, so you might want to use a couple of them if you're getting down and dirty, you know. So next up is gonna be a brush. You gotta have a brush, guys. Also, you know, a little toothbrush, like an old toothbrush that you're no longer using, save that, you know, so you can use that to get certain areas of your kicks too. But you definitely gonna need a brush. I've had this brush for quite some time. This is a brush that I saved out of a sneaker cleaner that I had a while back, but something that's got some good bristles on it, nothing too hard that's actually gonna scratch the shoe. You want something that's just gonna clean the shoe and not damage it at the same time, you know. So definitely keep in mind, you need your little brush. Something that a lot of people don't talk about is that's really good for you is if you got the Mr. Clean magic erasers. I can't stress enough how good these bad boys really are in cleaning sneakers. Trust me. And here's the killing part, guys. So you, in this pack, I get two erasers, right? You don't even have to use the whole eraser. So usually what I do, I pull one out and like just cut it, you know, right down the middle. And guess what? Now you got your little square. You only need that much to really get things done. And you know what I'm saying? This pack will last you for a decent amount of time, depending on how many shoes, depending on how much you clean your sneakers, and depending on how much you use it and stuff. Mr. Clean magic erasers, you can't go wrong with them. Next up, like I said, guys, it's not a lot of stuff that I use. You know, no expensive shoe cleaning stuff like that, but This is definitely something that's been true to me for a very long time in keeping my shoes clean. It's OxiClean Max Force, your little gel stick. This doesn't even cost much, guys. I want to say one of these, after taxes and all that stuff, probably run you about maybe like $4-5 or something like that, if even. You can't go wrong with the OxiClean Max Force. So we're gonna definitely get into that. And lastly, guys, like I told you, I don't be using like no expensive shoe cleaners and stuff. I do use a little bit of a shoe cleaner, depending on how dirty my shoe is, depending on how much I need to clean and stuff. And I do use this shoe cleaner called the Pink Miracle. If any of you guys are familiar with that, it does not cost much. You can actually get this off of Amazon, which I did get this from. And believe it or not, when I bought this, it came in like a little bag or something like that, I want to say. And this brush came with it too. This stuff is just, in my opinion, great. I'm not getting paid for any of what I'm saying about this cleaner. Believe it or not, you can still get if you don't want a bag, you can still get your shoes clean with the OxiClean gel stick. But keep in mind, this stuff is very, very concentrated, so you don't need that much when you cleaning your sneakers. Just keep that in mind. And you know, yeah, you don't want to overdo it, you know. But all right, guys, jumping right into things. So first thing I do, I get my area situated, and for me, I usually clean my sneakers in the bathroom. Most people probably clean their sneakers in their bathroom too. So I get my little towel, everything set up, cleaning supplies and stuff. And this is a little bit off topic, but don't have personal stuff laying around while you cleaning your sneakers. And when I say personal stuff, I'm talking about like your bath towel. If that's like right next to your area, move that out the way. Or most importantly, if you got a toothbrush, move that stuff out the way. And I say that because, like, think about it, guys. When you scrubbing your sneakers and stuff, you got stuff flying all around, you know, just a little splashing and stuff, you know, and you don't want to get sick, and you know, it's kind of nasty, you know. Which also brings me to another thing I want to point out. You might not want to be wearing a real nice shirt that you don't want to get jacked up, you know. You don't want to get that dirty. You might want to be wearing something that you don't mind, you know, getting a little sweaty and nasty in, you know. But moving right on to things, guys. So you done getting set up and all that stuff, right? All right, so for me, I usually get my little pointy thing in my fork, and you know, when this is done, this break off, look, I got 3 more. But usually I get my little pointy thing, I start cleaning out like the rocks, dirt, and stuff like that that's stuck on the sole of the shoe, right? You know what I mean? Getting those things out the way first, right? Then, you know, after that, I usually give me like a little bit of warm water, and I just rinse away all the loose dirt and stuff, you know. We ain't even got to the scrubbing part yet, but usually I just get a little bit of water and start, you know, just rinsing stuff off as much as I can. And depending on how dirty your shoe is, you know, you might not even have that much. You might, I don't know where y'all been stepping at. So usually I get my little Pink Miracle, you know, get a little bit ready. Then I start just, you know, scrubbing real good on the bottom, getting a little nice suds and stuff going on. And you know, then I'll wash off, you know, in the directions say, you know, wipe with a towel or whatever. And you know, just get it real good. Then next thing you know, if I don't need to do no more, I'll lay it down on the towel, let it dry. Now, I want to talk about this OxiClean Max Force. So you might have some sneakers that are like got an icy bottom and stuff. And for me, like my Jordan 11s or say some of my Jordan 5s, what I'll do is I'll just get a couple of dabs of this on the bottom of the shoe. Just a couple of dabs. You don't need too much. Remember I said it's pretty concentrated. And then I'll rub it in real good, right? Usually what I do, I will let it sit overnight so that stuff gets into the sole real good. Now mind you guys, if you got a pair of sneakers and it's dirty and stuff and you haven't cleaned them in like days or weeks and stuff, believe it or not, that dirt will eventually start seeping into the rubber. It'll start getting itself inside there. Perfect example. All right, guys, perfect example, right? So here you have my Jordan 1 Royals, right? These are really nice, clean. You know, bottom needs to be cleaned a little bit. Not a bad job. But say like you get dirt on the bottom of these and stuff, right? Now, these shoes are, you know, a few years old. I just haven't worn them much. And of course, I do take care of them. But say I wear these today and it's raining or something, or maybe I go to the park and I'm stepping in grass and dirt and mud, all that stuff. And I come home, I just kick these bad boys off and I leave them to the side now. what you think's gonna happen if I just forget about these and stuff? This little white sole is not gonna be white no more. Now I know a lot of you guys like when your soles like age and get that yellow on it. Me personally, I don't mind it depending on the shoe. It's gonna be natural. You know, I like it when it's natural. And guess what? It's gonna happen anyway. But again, you're trying to take care of your kicks. Like I said, icy bottoms and stuff like that. You don't want that dirt to sink in there. And to be honest with you, if that dirt is like getting into your sole, especially an icy sole, that's gonna speed up that process of it turning yellow and all that stuff too. So you might want to be mindful of that. So usually I get a couple of dabs, put it on there, rub it in real good, and then I let it sit overnight. Then the next day, I clean it off real good with my trusty little brush, scrub it off real good. So I let it sit on the towel and let it air dry. I do not put it back in the sneaker box right after I clean it. It doesn't make sense to do that. Why? Because the shoe is wet and you want it to air dry. So after I let it dry, air dry, that's when I'll put the sneakers back in the box. Now, since we're talking about the sneaker box and stuff, behind me, of course, I don't know if you guys can see it, but for some of my sneakers, I do put tape over the little areas. I'm grab a pair of shoes. So I do put tape over the area. If you guys can see that. Now the reason I do that is because I don't like dust getting in my shoes. I don't like dust getting in there, especially if I'm letting a pair of shoes sit for a while and I haven't worn them. I don't like dust getting in there. That's just my personal preference. If you guys don't do it, that's fine. Now, there's a lot of things that go into storing sneakers. It's almost like a science behind it, guys. So for me, some of my sneakers, I will put like, say, a bag, like a big Ziploc bag, and you know, we'll put them in there. I'm gonna grab it and show you right quick. All right, guys, so check this out. So we have here a pair of my Fire Red 5s, right? And here they are in the plastic. You know, that sole is so icy and beautiful. I haven't worn these yet, but guess what? When I do wear them, gonna get clean, put back in here. Now, one thing I will tell you, yeah, you know, you get these big Ziploc bags, and you get this from any grocery store or whatnot that still sells the big bags, you know, for you to put stuff in, little Ziploc bags. You know, put them in the bag, put them in the box. One thing I do want to say, you don't want your shoes to be sitting in the plastic forever, and you don't take them out and wear them or nothing. And even if you're not wearing them, you don't want to take them out and at least let a little bit of air get to them. Now, it's not about dust and stuff, because you know we already got them, got the tape over the hole, we got them stored in the box nicely. What I'm saying is, you have to let your shoes breathe a little bit. Everybody knows you got to wear your shoes in order to increase the lifespan of them, but we're talking about how I also take care of my sneakers after I'm wearing them and stuff. So it's not good just to leave them in here in the plastic, and the plastic is touching this forever so long. Eventually, it's crazy, some kind of film or something like that is gonna, it's just not good. The plastic will start messing with your kicks. It's protecting them, but then you also don't want it to just start settling. You know what I mean? So every now once in a while, every other month or every few months or something, when you start thinking about it, just take them out the bag for a little bit. You know, let them get some air, and you can put them right back in. And after you wear them, clean them, whatever. You know, but just don't let them sit in this plastic forever, ever, and not think about them. You know, that's not good. Now, I know some people, if they don't want to take them out the plastic and they just plan on letting them sit, you might have a storage facility that you keeping your sneakers in. Here's the deal. The paper that comes with the sneakers, you can actually wrap your sneakers up with them and put them in the plastic. You know, I got a couple of my sneakers that are stored like that. Now, I know some guys might like to have their shoes like, you know, in the plastic cases and stuff like that. I've seen some people get like a paper towel, or if they have like a cloth or something, they'll literally lay the shoes down on the paper towel or the regular towel or whatever, and they'll keep them in the plastic containers stored nicely, you know. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, I also want to talk about this bottle. So let's say your shoes is just really jacked up, right? You take the shoestrings out because the shoestrings is just messed up, right? So you take the shoestrings out, you scrubbing the sneakers real good, get them nice and clean. You can use this bottle, put your shoestrings in, a little bit of solution. I'm not gonna lie, if I got a white pair of laces, put just a dab of bleach in there. Not too much, just maybe just a little you know, teaspoon or something, a little bit of bleach, put that top on, warm water or whatever, shake it up, and let them bad boys just soak in there real good. Now, like I said, if I have white shoestrings, I don't mind them being a little bleached. What if I have a pair of, like, a load of white clothes, laundry I'm washing? You could just throw them shoestrings on in there, let the laundry, you know, get their thing on, let it do what it do, and they're good. That's it. Color shoestrings or whatever, you could do the same thing with light colors and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend putting on bleach on them bad boys, you know. Also, one thing I also want to touch on, guys, is lighting and temperature. So in my room, I have a window. I usually keep the blinds closed, and you know, that's pretty good, because you know, if the light is touching them and sunshine is always beaming in here. I don't know if you guys ever left like a hat or maybe a shirt in like your windshield or the back windshield of your car, something like that. You forgot about it. Leave that bad boy back there for a couple of weeks or maybe a month or so, and I guarantee you the sun is gonna discolor the fabric. You don't think the same thing will happen to your sneakers? Let's be real. So I usually keep the blinds closed, and even if it's like wintertime, summertime, you don't want it getting too hot in there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you gotta have your house freezing cold, but just keep in mind, like, you know, the heat can mess with your shoes too. So for me, if it's wintertime, we got the heat going and stuff. Yeah, I usually try to, like, you know, open the window in my sneaker room or something like that, just so it doesn't get too warm and too hot, you know. Gotta be mindful of that. Yeah, and that's basically all I got on that. Now, I do want to say, think about it, guys. Everything that I've talked about, everything that I've said in this video, it helps keep your shoes going for quite some time. You know, I got sneakers in here that I've gotten like back in 2012, 2013 and stuff, and they still going strong. You know, they're not gonna last forever, but they're still doing pretty good. And you know, some of you guys might buy your pair of sneakers and later down the line you might see that it's going for a lot more than what you paid for. Think about it. Presentation is key. If you got a pair of kicks and you now want to sell them and you've worn them, but guess what, they're all clean and stuff like that, you've taken care of them and stored them and stuff, guess what, the person that you're selling them to gonna be more inclined to want to buy that from you, because they feel like, man, this guy's had these shoes all this time, he's taking care of them, all right, cool, I want them, you know. Versus you just wearing them and not caring about them, and later, years down the line, you want to sell them just because it's a pair of, I don't know, Travis Scott's or whatever it is, but you worn them and beat them the hell up. You see that all the time. People be like, only worn once or only worn whatever time, but you're looking at the shoe and the shoe just looks like, I hate to say it, but complete crap, you know. But there's just a few things to keep in mind, guys, a few things that I wanted to share with you in regards to how I take care of my sneakers. I hope I didn't make this video too long. If I did, I truly apologize, but thought I'd just throw a few pointers out there, give you, you know, guys, a little bit of my insight on how I do things and how I take care of my shoes and stuff. And I hope it's helped you. If it has helped you, you know, drop some comments in the box. And also, guys, I'm gonna ask you this one time, if you can, you know it's free, subscribe to your boy. It's free, and you can keep up with me whenever I'm posting some new content. And you know what, hey, we can become friends, right? But other than that, guys, I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up. Stay blessed, stay fresh, love your loved ones like it's no tomorrow. Until then, I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon on the next one. Peace.